There's nothing quite like working with a pet and training them, and with a Neopet and some code stones, you can really power them up. And that's going to be important if you plan on taking out your opponent's Neopets in Neopets Battledome trading card game, which was designed by Bobby Couvert and is published by Upper Deck, who helped sponsor this video. Hey everyone, I'm Mike Murphy of the Brothers Murph, and I'm here with BoardGameGeek.com. Well, I've selected my first Neopet, but there's still a lot to set up, so let's learn how to play Neopets Battledome. Neopets Battledome trading card game gives you the opportunity to take control of your Neopets' fate as you craft a 50-card deck of equipment, potions, code stones, and 5 Neopets and up to 10 Rainbow Pool Neopets. You'll be going against an opponent in their deck of cards as you train and upgrade your Neopets in battle, trying to be the first to win 2 rounds by knocking out your opponent's Neopet. Before we go over battling though, let's go over the setup. Before we go into the actual gameplay itself, let's talk about how you craft your deck. Each player will have a deck of 50 cards. We are playing with the Starry Akara starter deck, so it will come with a pre-built deck of 50 cards plus your Neopets and 2 Starry transformations of your Neopets. The other 50 cards are made up of equipment, code stones, potions, legends, fairies, paintbrushes, and food. You can buy additional packs of cards and start to use them along with any other cards you possess to create your deck. When it comes to equipment, food, legends, paintbrushes, and potions, you cannot have more than 2 copies of any one card. You can never have more than 1 copy of a certain fairy in your deck, although you can have multiple fairies so long as they are all different. You can always use as many code stones as you like. Since we have our Starry Akara deck, we will simply use the cards provided along with our 3 Neopets. Once you have your deck constructed, you will take your player mat and place it in front of you. Next, shuffle your deck of 50 cards and place it in the deck area. Your Neopets and Rainbow Pool Neopets can go into their designated areas. For this starter set, our Rainbow Pool Neopets will be the Starry version of Akara and Kachik. Place your battle dice nearby. Now you will draw 5 cards from your deck. If you are dissatisfied with your initial pull of cards, you can shuffle them back into your deck and draw a new hand of 5 cards, but you must keep the second hand of cards you draw. Cards in your hand will be known as your inventory. Now you and your opponent will secretly choose which Neopet they want to start with. Choose your favorite method for choosing the first player and then simultaneously reveal your starting Neopet. Use any counter you have on hand to track your Neopet's health. We'll be using a D20. Alternatively, you can use tokens to track health, and each time your Neopet takes damage, add a token until you reach their hit points. Once your opponent has carried out the same setup steps, you are ready to begin. In Neopets Battledome trading card game, you'll be playing a best of 3 rounds. The winner will be the first to win 2 rounds, and a round is won by damaging your opponent's Neopet equal to their hit points. Each turn follows a flow of phases that are carried out in order. First is the draw phase, where you'll draw 1 card into your inventory from your deck. If you need to draw a card and your deck is empty, your Neopet instead takes 1 damage. Next is the training phase, where you may attach 1 code stone from your inventory to your Neopet. These code stones will increase the level and abilities of your Neopet. The level of your Neopet is always equal to the amount of code stones currently attached to them, and note that they may increase your Neopet's attack, defense, or agility. Each Neopet has baseline stats in these 3 areas, which are shown at the bottom of their card, and a reminder of their hit point total is shown on the top right of their card. You can train your Neopet multiple times up to a maximum level of 5. After the training phase comes the preparation phase. Here you can play 1 card from your inventory that is equal to or less than your Neopet's level. The level requirement of your card is shown in the top left. There are many categories of cards that can be played, and we'll go through them briefly now. The first is equipment. Equipment may give boost to your stats, once per turn abilities or more, and you have room for 3 equipment to be in use at once. If ever all 3 equipment slots are full and you choose to play another, you must first discard 1 of your equipment and then play your new one. Legends can be played, and you'll carry out all effects written on that card and then discard it. Legends also include a team icon shown in the top right that may be referenced by other card effects. Potions are carried out immediately and then discarded, and will at times require you to roll a die to determine their effect. Fairies are special in that they stay active until the end of the round, and you can have at most 1 fairy in play at a time. If you wish to swap a fairy out, you must first void the in-play fairy and then play a new one. Food cards are special in that they can be played anytime in any phase and do not count as a card played. These can even be played on your opponent's turn. When you play a card, you must first decide if you wish to react to it by playing another card, for example. If you do not, priority goes to your opponent, who may then play an applicable card if they wish as a reaction. If they do, they can then react, or the first player may react to this new card, which will then trigger its effect before returning to the original card to trigger its effect. When cards get played on top of each other in this way, it forms what is known as a queue. Last kind of cards are paintbrushes, and these will transform your Neopets. When you play a paintbrush, you will search through the rainbow pool for the matching Neopet, and it will replace your current Neopet while keeping its current damage taken and code stones. So for example, Akara could become Starry Akara, which will give them additional hit points and different stats. After playing your card during the preparation phase, it's time for the battle phase. Note that if you are taking the very first turn in the game, this battle phase is skipped entirely, but all future turns by each player will include the battle phase. The battle phase always ends a player's turn. Your Neopet must battle your opponent's Neopet if able. To attack, roll dice equal to your Neopet's attack. Results of 4 and 5 are successes, while 6s are critical successes. Your opponent will roll dice equal to the defense of their Neopet. Next, compare the agility of both Neopets. If one player's Neopet has a higher agility, they can roll dice equal to the difference in agility, so in this case, I'd be able to re-roll 2 of my attack dice. Now it is time to calculate damage. Each 4 or 5 is a success and deals 1 damage so long as it isn't blocked. Each roll of a 4, 5, or 6 from the defender will block a success. Critical successes cannot be blocked, however, and will always deal 1 damage. After calculating successful attacks and blocks, if the attacker has more successes than their opponent could block, they deal damage equal to the difference. So in this example, if I rolled 3 successes and 1 critical success, and my opponent rolled 2 successful blocks, I would deal a total of 2 damage. 1 for the unblocked attack and 1 for the critical success. Your turn is now over and play will pick up with your opponent, who will carry out the same steps. Play will continue until one player knocks out their opponent's Neopet. This will end the round. The player who successfully knocked out their opponent's Neopet will place their Neopet face up in the round results area of their mat to show they won the round. The losing player will place their Neopet face down in the round results area. All equipment, fairies, and code stones used in this round will be placed in the discard or void piles, and then the winner will choose their new Neopet, placing it face up in their spot on their mat. The losing player will now choose their Neopet, placing it on their mat, and play will continue with the first player of the new round being the player who lost the previous round. Note that this is not the start of the game, so the first player of this new round will be able to battle on their first turn. Play will continue until one player successfully wins 2 rounds, making them the winner. To have a successful battle, your Neopet needs to have the right equipment and training. Managing your cards and going for the big attacks will be your keys to success, and future sets and booster packs allow players to collect more powerful and rare cards to add to their collection. And if you'd like to learn more about Neopets Battledome, be sure to check out his page at BoardGameGeek.com. And until next time, I'm Mike Murphy, and that is how you play Neopets Battledome trading card game. Have a great day.